What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to talk about AMC, GME as well as the broader market. So today AMC was down for 2.46% for the day. It had a high of $20.57. The average volume on AMC is around 47.19 million, but today's volume was around 68.31 million. The volume was definitely a slight bit higher than the average volume. The volume has gone down significantly. Yesterday it was around 170 million. So what does that mean is whatever the little gains that we saw in the past few days are almost about to come to an end. Now, the more the volume is going to go down, the more the stock price will be going down. Now, the basic rule of trading is this: if a stock is experiencing a lot of heavy volume into it, a lot of investors are buying the stock price is meant to go up. That's how trading works. But in this case, definitely the stock volume is higher than the average volume. Still, the stock price is going down. This is very questionable. It indicates that the market maker definitely has a lot of control over what they really want to do with the stocks. And this is a straight up manipulation that's going on. I can show you a lot of stock which are basically not even getting the average volume on them, and still the stock price is going up. Now when we come over to GME, it was up for 0.99% for the day. It had a high of $143.48. It opened at $134.02 and then it ramped back up. Now the average volume on GME is around 3.70 million. Definitely it has gone up just because of the last few days of heavy volume coming into the stock, and today's volume was around 9.08 million. Definitely the volume has gone down significantly. Till yesterday it was around 24 million. Now short sellers are going to start taking their short position and they're going to drive this stock price down back to where it was. Even on more than double volume, the stock price just moved a little bit, and there are a lot of other stocks in the market which are just going up without even having any kind of a high pressure volume coming in, which can drive the price of the stocks higher. Now when we come over to the SPY was up for 1.51% for the day. It had a high of $450.50. Entire market is going up. The market maker basically decides how the stock market is going to get played. This is a straight up manipulation that's going on. We know that the market actually price in the future aspect of the economy, but now, according to the current scenario around the world, we know that the things are not right. Still, the stock prices are going up, even on a low volume. Still, a lot of stocks are moving towards the upside. Now, there is nothing significant coming out of the Europe. There is no conclusion coming to an war. And we know that the inflation is extremely high. It's not going to come down, it's going to go up. Most likely there will be a big catastrophe. It's going to happen at the end of this all mini bull run that we are experiencing right now. They are trying to make sure that the retail believes that we are in a bull market. Now we have found the bottom, is going to go up. Now as we know that the cannabis laws has been passed, so we are experiencing a little bit of volatility in the cannabis stocks. The Tillery is one of them, SNDL is another one. Both are up almost 20% in the aftermarket. You can see over here SNDL is the same. But what I personally believe, whatever the movement that you are seeing right now into these two stocks, both of these stocks were already up almost 20% for today, and now there is another 20% that we are experiencing in the aftermarket. Now personally I believe these gains are not going to be sustained. By the market open tomorrow, everything will start going back to where it was. Be very careful, don't create any kind of a FOMO into these stocks. Now let's come over to the options flow for AMC. Now by looking at the options flow for AMC, I can tell you a lot of people have started buying a huge amount of call options into AMC. But what I personally believe is that AMC has definitely gone to the next level of manipulation. A lot of investors have bought the stocks in it, and there is no way of covering short positions by not creating some sort of a manipulation into the stock. Now all these call options these individuals are buying, most likely they're going to get worthless. But in a shorter period of time, what I can tell you is investors are definitely betting onto the downside for the stock. These heavy whales are buying huge amount of contract. One was this $19 put which is going to expire in 20 days. This individual is buying 1,859 contracts and he's paying $376,000 for it. There was another whale that's buying a $19 put which is going to expire in another 20 days, and he's buying 2,000 contract and he's paying $402,000 for it. So majority of the big whales are onto the downside. When I bring down the premium and see what exactly the retail is doing, retail has definitely got themselves onto the downside as well. They are buying way too much deep in the money put option. and they are expecting that the AMC is going to go down from here onwards. By looking at the volume that has gone down significantly, I personally believe that now the stock prices will go back to where it was, around $14 to $15. Until unless there is some sort of another catalyst coming into these two stocks, I don't think so that there will be some sort of upside in AMC as well as GME. Now let's come over to the options flow for GME. Now by looking at the options flow for GameStop, I can tell you very clearly, still there are a lot of retail, those who are onto the upside, and they are buying way too much out of the money call option. They are expecting that the GME is gonna go up from here onwards. But there were a lot of put buying also happening. But I can tell you very clearly, a lot of big whales are onto the upside and they are all expecting that the GME is going to go up from here onwards. Now, the main thing comes down to the volume. If investors are not showing their interest in buying the GameStop, the amount of volume that we had yesterday was definitely to the next level. But today the volume has gone down significantly, and I'm expecting the volume will still go down a little bit more in the coming few days' time, which is not at all a good sentiment towards the stock. But these individuals are still betting that the GME is going to go up from here onwards. When I look at the chart of GME, what is the put to call ratio? We can see it's just completely green. There hardly any put buying that's happening into the GameStop. Till this morning, I can tell you it was completely green. There were just only call option that was happening in GameStop, but it has changed a slight bit. Just right before the market closed, a lot of individuals are buying put option on GME. Now let's come over to the options flow for the SPY. Now by looking at the options flow, what whales are doing, the whales are still on to the downside and they are definitely buying way too much out of the money put options. One of them is $400, that's 420. Now the current price of the SPY is around almost 450, and these individuals are not giving much of a time to themselves, but they are expecting soon we're going to experience some sort of a aggressive downtrend into the SPY. Some of the individuals are onto the call side as well. I would say the things have turned around a little bit. Investors are definitely taking an advantage of some sort of upward momentum that we are experiencing in the SPY. Now when we have a look at the chart of the SPY, I can tell you very clearly there is no gap coming in which could be filled and which could indicate some sort of a upward or downward trend into the SPY. Now, the kind of current scenario that we are having around the world, I mean, any news can come out and this can just send the SPY back to where it was. There is no indication that is coming out of the chart of the SPY. We might still experience a little bit of upward momentum coming into the SPY. And the rest, there was nothing suspicious coming out of the options flow for the SPY. Now, when I look at the chart of the SPY, as you can see very clearly, there are a lot of individuals, those who are still onto the put side. A lot of big whales and the regular investors are just not buying what's happening in the stock market right now. It's going up for no reason. Still, put side is way too much heavier than the downside. Hope so you like my video. Please like and subscribe my channel, and I'm going to see you in the next one. Cheers.